Hello and welcome back to the Storytellers channel, and here we talk about everything storytelling. In the last couple of videos we've been talking about the elements that makes a good story. And today we want to talk about our fifth and the final element called conflict. So what is conflict? Conflict is basically the challenges that you create as obstacles in the life of your character in their bid to achieve their desired goal. Remember, we say that what drives the narrative of a story is that you have a character who is on a mission to achieve a certain goal. So conflicts helps us to create the uncertainty in the way of this character that keeps your viewers, your readers, or your listener guessing whether or not your character is going to achieve that desired goal. So stories are not limited to one conflict. Stories can have multiple conflicts that helps drive the narrative of your story. It actually makes your story more interesting because your viewers or your listeners or your readers will keep guessing to try and follow whether or not your character is going to achieve that desired goal. And as we say, conflicts are not necessarily resolved in the eventual end of the story, but most of the time it helps create closure or fulfillment at the tail end of your story. Traditionally, conflict is a major influencer of the plot that sometimes is also influenced by the setting. So there are various types of conflicts. The first one is conflict with self. This is where your character has a conflict within themselves. For example, a character is debating whether or not to do a certain thing. The next type of conflict is conflict with another. This is when the conflict or the obstacle is created by another character in the way of your character in their journey of achieving their desired goal. And the last and third type of conflict is conflict versus the environment. There are certain places where natural calamities, geographical terrain, and weather conditions influence or create an obstacle in the line of your character's journey as they seek to achieve that desired goal. So in your writing, which one do you want to employ? And when you look at those three different types of conflicts, you might employ all the three in one story, depending with what your story is all about. Conflicts might necessarily not be resolved, but resolving your conflicts helps give closure or fulfillment in your story. It is not a must that they end in a certain way, that maybe this conflict has been solved, but it is upon you as a writer to see how do you play around with the conflicts that you've put in the line of your character to make your story interesting. Conflict happens for both fiction and non-fiction films because it helps us keep your viewers or your readers or even your listeners glued to that story because they want to know, did they achieve that thing? How did they go through this obstacle? Some of those obstacles consume your readers or your viewers in a way that they want to fall in love even more with your main character. One story can incorporate various conflicts depending with what you want to achieve as a storyteller. That marks the end of this video. If you have a question or a comment, please post it down below here on the comment section. And if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget also to hit the notification bell to notify you anytime we upload this kind of videos. Thank you so much for watching and see you in our next video.